My name is George Skandalis, and this guy,
Nathan Strom.
What's going on, Nathan Strom?
Well, you know what? It's 2021, and life is good.
Life is good. Life is always good. Let's get that out of the way. You know what? Working with you being my business partner, life is good. Life is good. I am not going to complain. We've had an amazing 2020. We've had some big changes, man. Holy shit. Talk about changes. But we've had an amazing 2020, and I'm so excited about the year ahead with you.
Man, it's touching me. I don't know what to say.
Well, you know what? I'm a little overhit, so I do tend to touch a little too much, but hey. This is what's good about being your own boss. Who's going to fire my ass for saying that? Huh?
Exactly. We can kind of say what we want, can't we?
You know what? We got a guest that likes to say what she wants, and I can't wait to have her on here. But before we do that, I want to thank somebody very special to Skinterviews tonight, because we are at our second last episode of the season, and we've got an exciting season finale for you all. I'm not going to give you any details. You're going to have to get on our social media at skin.terviews on Instagram if you're not already there. Skinterviews by Nathan and George on Facebook, and of course you can find us on LinkedIn, both by our personal names, George Skandalis, Nathan Strom, and Skinterviews by Nathan and George. Always, because I got to plug it in, you're going to go to revenuedoctors.com. You're going to look at Skinterviews, and then you can see season 1, season 2, watch all the episodes, listen to them on our podcast, Apple, Stitcher, Spotify. I'm saying them all at once. But season 2 and getting to this point of 2021, episode 24, and our finale that's to come would have not been possible without our friends over at Fullscript. And I really want to take the time to say a proper thank you to them, because, you know, we say the same stuff about Fullscript every week because we really want people to get on the platform, and we really want people to understand what they've developed, both from a technology perspective, that they are highly advanced, but also the fact that they've gone the extra mile to be able to take something that we don't put a lot of focus on, because we think sometimes, well, it could be nonsense, it might work, it can't harm me, which is supplementation. And they've really created a platform that we can deliver safe supplementation with over 300 plus professional quality products. This is a big thing in our industry. So a massive thank you to them, a massive thank you to the doctors that are involved with Fullscript, and a massive thank you to the doctors that will get involved with Fullscript, because I want our doctors, our physicians, people in our industry to take supplementation a little more seriously and to take some responsibility for what we take on a daily basis for our health. I think it's important, and a huge thank you to them, because season 2 would not have been made possible without them. For our doctors that are already on Fullscript, I remind you that towards the end of 2020, Fullscript made wholesale ordering of your products available so you can give them directly to your patients from your clinic. Nathan, do you want to say anything to Fullscript?
Thank you. Like, we got into this, season 1 started, and we never thought season 2 would be a possibility until they reached out to us. So we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So thank you so much. And their platform is unbelievable. It's so, we talk about collaboration and innovation, and it's taking it to another level, in my opinion.
It is. So go check them out, ladies and gentlemen, fullscript.com. If you have any questions about Fullscript and you want a link directly from us, you can always reach out to us again on our social media platforms. I am at the skin_guy, the skin guy. And of course, he's at Nathan Strom. You can find us at skin.terviews. And of course, at the Revenue Doctors. Nathan, this is one of the best guests we could have.
I'm so excited for this. Like, so excited.
Right? Like, we've been waiting for this one.
Yeah.
We have. Because there's nothing I like more than someone who likes to bitch.
Yes. But she does it so well as well. She's so good at it.
She's like a bitchin' assassin, you know, like she does it with a smile. You don't even know what's happening. Like, boom, she's taking you out. I want to read you her bio because I think this is going to set the entire tone for who this amazing individual is. And I want to also point out to our viewers that we decided to end the season with our pre-recorded guests with another industry person because this was someone that we had to have on season 2. And just listen to her bio, okay? Her name is Leisa with an E. So it's actually spelled Leisa. The E is extra, just like her, and she is a beauty addict. She says, while it feels like she's been in the beauty industry for what feels like 187 years, it's only been 25 when she started out in 1995 as a hairstylist. Since then, she's done everything from shooting lasers to co-creating educational curriculums and almost everything in between. Throughout her career, she has gleaned much knowledge and met so many wonderful people, but advises that dealing with quite a few real a-holes has made her into the tough-as-nail beauty boss she is today. There are so many. She has done her time in the aesthetic trenches, learning as much as she possibly could, and now feels it's time to pay it forward with stories of her 25 years of experience with other like-minded individuals in hopes to inspire, motivate, and maybe make you smile. She's currently an aesthetic business partner for Galderma Canada and has a book coming out in 2021. I can't wait to read it. She wants you to stay focused and stay fabulous. She is Leisa Krauss, aka the Bitchin' Beautician. Bring it.
You're here.
Hi.
Happy New Year. Amazing to be here.
Wow, we're pitching ourselves. We can't believe we got you on the show.
Come on. I'm in your presence, please.
No, we have, I'm going to say it now, we have a massive industry crush on you, and we just love everything you're doing, like your branding, just everything you do. Like, it's just different. It's different level. It's different level.
That is so sweet. It means a lot, especially coming from you guys. I've had fun with it. It's my passion. It's my little passion project now.
I love it. Yeah. I want to point out quickly here, we're getting a little bit of echo and feedback, so I want you both to turn down a little bit the volume on your ends to make sure that our guests can actually hear us properly. Give me a little line here. Tell me how much you love George.
I love that setup so much.
Okay, all right. No more echoes. We sound good. Although, if you're going to say you love me, I want to hear it on an echo. I love you.
I get you.
I got to tell you, do you know how we found out about you?
I don't.
You don't, which means you've been a naughty girl. You haven't been watching our episodes.
What? I have an idea.
So wait, I don't know if we actually talked about you on the episode. Nathan, you might remember better, or if it was backstage.
It might have been backstage, but
I literally remember our guest going to me, do you guys follow the Bitchin' Beautician? Because, oh my God, I'm obsessed with her. That's how it went.
So much love.
It turns out that she's a little leopard cat like you, because she was wearing leopard print on our episode, and it was Giselle.
Yeah.
My girl Giselle.
Yeah.
She's the one that set us up on the path to meet you. So we're so happy that we got you on the show.
She's the sweetest.
She's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart. And she had a brilliant episode as well. So you got to watch it.
I already did.
You don't want Giselle bitching. That's a whole
us cats have to stay together.
That's right.
Yeah.
How were your holidays?
So good. Good. Some downtime, some relaxation. How about you?
It was good. I was saying on a previous episode, I was a little upset I didn't get all the stuff I asked for Christmas, but hey.
Do you know what he asked for? Take a guess on what he asked for.
Oh man, I don't know.
He wanted a private jet.
Oh, I'm close. I said cars.
And a beach. I wanted a beach basin and a private.
And Nathan, you couldn't get it all together.
No, like, hey, the revenue doctors isn't doing that well yet. we've only been in business 6 months. Yeah.
Maybe we'll get a TTC ticket, like a little bus ride here.
Yes. Hey, or we could just work till we're 65, and don't you get a gold pass and it's free?
Something like that. I'm on that plan. Amen.
So, you know what? I'm going to ask you right off the bat. I'm not even going to get into the interview. I want to know about this book.
Yeah.
Like, what can you tell me?
So I started kind of I love stationery. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to just do some journaling, and I'm just going to throw some ideas down of just things that I've gleaned from the industry, from consulting and from running lasers and all the different things that have gone on. So funny stories and different rantaroonies and raveroonies, and just it kind of all came together. And I thought, you know what, I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, you know, I would love to be able to share some industry knowledge and some things that are, you know, a little bit funny or things that are going to be helpful for business building. So why don't I put it in a book so that it's easy and accessible and people can read it and get some enjoyment out of it, maybe some laughs, and then business building tips, because I think it's kind of all the same thing that people seem to be looking for. A lot of the same questions, a lot of the same things come up. So I thought, you know, what better way to just try and give back of the years that I've done my time, and it's served me very, very well. So I thought, let's put this in a little, you know, little snack and see what happens.
What stage are you at with the book? Are you in editing? Are you about to be published? Where are you at? Tell me.
I'm about to be snuffed out if I don't keep going back and revisiting stuff. And so I've got some coaches that are like, you got to stop going back. And the perfectionist in me is like, ooh, just a sec. And I go, stop it, knock it off, or this will never be done. So I need to be a little bit more disciplined, but we're moving and cruising. So I just need to behave, and it'll turn out to roll out probably mid-year.
Mid-year. And do Nathan and I get a pre-release copy signed?
Absolutely. That's yeah.
If we don't, I'm coming after you. I'm going to show up on that book tour, and I'm going to be that crazy person. You told me it's all live.
I love it. No, you will absolutely.
All right.
Is there going to be a book launch?
There is. So that's in the works of being planned, on how that's going to roll out. So throwing ideas around and some exciting, fun opportunities. And I think I'm so excited. It's a passion project for sure, and something I've thought about doing for years. So I hope that everybody likes it. And, you know, for maybe the 8 family members, and now you 2 that are going to buy it, you know.
I want the you know, the PR set, the one that's going to come with, like, you know, 10 free units of Dysport, a lip syringe, and a red lipstick. Yeah. I want a red lipstick, and I want one of those little calendar events, like every time you read a chapter, you eat a chocolate.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Chocolate's my favorite. I would do that.
I hope your PR company's listening.
Genius.
Yes.
Hey, just saying, if you need some MCs at the book launch, you know, like, we may be available.
I know a couple guys.
You know?
I work for Dysport, so hey.
I love that trade. Thing.
All right, are you ready to get right into our interview? Because now we know about the book, and I want to know about the life that led to the book.
Amazing.
Amazing? Okay.
So excited.
We're going back to day 0. You enter this world, you take a big breath, and your parents decide to name you Leisa Krauss. Was it always Leisa Krauss? Is there a middle name? Were you named after someone? Is there any meaning behind it? Go.
Okay, so it wasn't always Leisa Krauss. So there's been a couple of names in the work. So it wasn't always Leisa Krauss, but it is now, and so that's that's where we're at. The E, my dad was adamant that Lisa did not look like Lisa to him. And so he thought he'd squeak that E in there just so that I couldn't have anything cool like a hairbrush with my name on it or shoelaces with my name on it. That just didn't exist at all. And now you can tell when I was born, because when those things were super popular, right? But that was, it was Lisa with an E, and
that's it.
That's it. That's it. Like in a nutshell. So you can see where all of this started right at that point of
where you were like, I'm not any other Lisa in the world. I'm Lisa with an E.
Exactly. Yeah. I've met a couple, and I have to say, like same spelling. They're cool. We have this like,
oh,
yeah. I love it.
You didn't take him out?
What's that?
You didn't take him out?
No, they were lovely.
Wow.
I was like, oh, it's the E.
Where were you born?
In Kindersley, Saskatchewan.
Shout out to Saskatchewan.
Right?
Do you have siblings?
I do. I've got 2 younger siblings.
What are their names?
And a brother.
Names?
Lindsay and Landon.
Lindsay with an E? Does Lindsay have an E?
She does.
And where's the E in Lindsay?
Lindsey.
Okay. And Landon's got an E, I'm assuming at the end, DEN?
No, just Landon. They finished it with just Linz and I.
Wow. Poor Landon.
I know. No, not poor Landon. He's the fave. There's no poor Landon.
So really, he was the fave. He's always been the fave.
Always the fave. Always, like Lindsay and I would notice at Christmas time, he would have way more gifts. And Mom and Dad tried to blame that. His birthday is January 13th. And little fun fact, all of us are born on the 13th of different months.
Wow.
And, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Super fun. And so Lana's birthday is January 13th. And so he would always get all these presents, and everybody would, like, the excuse to Lindsay and I was, oh, his birthday's coming up. So we combined Christmas and his birthday, and his birthday would go around. And the punk was getting way more gifts at his birthday. So it was just a lie. So he was a good kid too. His friends would come and they would ask him if they wanted to hang out or play. And he'd be like, I'm going to help my mom clean the house, and I'm going to clean my room and empty the dishwasher, and I'll meet up with you guys later.
Wow.
As adults, is he still the favorite as an adult?
Yes, he is.
Wow.
How do you compete with that though?
You don't.
Yeah. Like,
you get on board.
Yes, on the Landon train. I'm with you. So we've got some photos of your family here. So let's bring it up, and let's. I think your brother and sister are here, and let's talk us through these photos.
Oh, best siblings ever. It's hands down. I am so lucky. So that's Lindsay and Landon. And in the center, that is my hubs, Chris, and his twins, Quincy and Calvin, and me. And then a picture of Chris, and then one of his acting shots. So we can talk more about that little ditty.
Chris is a stud.
Yeah.
He is delightful. And I am so lucky and so spoiled.
And what role was he playing there? Was he the Beast from like Beauty and the Beast?
He was a werewolf.
A werewolf.
He was, and that was one of the pictures. So we met. Am I jumping ahead? Can I?
No, go for
it. Story. We met online, and his profile, I was like, oh, he's super handsome. Headshots, and then some of his acting shots. And I was like, at first we talked for about a month before we actually met. And honestly, I thought I was being catfished. I told my friends, I was like, I don't think this guy is real, because on this online, like, you could see he is 15 miles away from you. Then he's 5,000 miles away from you. And then it would be all over. I'm like, this is weird. And so I was like, I'm being catfished. That's what I thought at first.
What is catfished? Because I've never online dated, so I need what is catfished?
You want me to explain catfishing?
No, I want Lisa to explain it.
This could be.
It's like a fake like someone's fake profiling you. They're putting out like, this picture that could be them, but it's not them. So they're using it to reel you in.
Oh, so you turn up for the first date and you like meet Frankenstein or something.
Like it's like me setting up an online profile now and using your photos. Like I'm going to get a lot more action, right? Like, or I could like put your photo up and be like, I'm 6'3" and like, I don't know, 185 pounds. Oh, no, that's not true.
but people do that.
Well, like people talking with me, and then maybe we're doing like online intimate stuff, and I'm, that's called catfishing.
Wow, I never knew that.
I had some trust issues going in.
So we're going to circle back to the hubby a little bit later, but let's go more into your siblings. So, like as kids growing up, what would you do like in the weekends or after school that would kind of bring you as a family together?
We have a family cabin in the Meadow Lake Provincial Park in northern Saskatchewan. And so it was about a 3-hour drive from Saskatoon. So we would often as a family go on long weekends or spent most Christmases there growing up. And so it was an amazing getaway from the city and from school and for work for mom and dad. And we'd go water skiing and lots of just lake fun, campfires and spending time together, quality time and lots of laughs. And yeah, it was great.
So are you seeing the Northern Lights from up there?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Stunning.
Yeah, I need to tick that off my to-do list. I haven't seen them yet, and I've been in Canada for almost 10 years now, so I need to get on that.
I'm coming
to Saskatchewan.
Yeah, have you seen them, George, the Northern Lights?
No.
We need to get up there. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about birthdays then. So birthdays growing up, is there one in particular that you remember?
I would say, so my Sweet 16 was pretty memorable. And not in the way that you would probably think. So my birthday's in April around Easter. And so usually people are with family. So I never usually had big birthday parties. And so for my 16th birthday, mom and dad were like, let's go to the cabin. It'll be nice and quiet. And I'm thinking at 16, like, that's not what a 16-year-old girl wants, is like a quiet birthday. This is terrible. And so my sister, bless her heart, she's like, I'm going to make it fun. Don't worry. She's 2.5 years younger than me. So we get there and she's like, Lisa, I know how much you like business. Let's set up a store and play business. And you like stationery and you like adding machines. Business for my 16th birthday. My 16 involved like adding machines and new stationery. I told you, the badass is an exterior. I am a sad little granny at heart. I have the great
So let's talk about your parents and let's talk about something that they taught you that was very important growing up.
I think that there was a common theme with both mom and dad, and it was pull your weight, do your share. Very much, dad, very much an entrepreneur. He would have these, and he still does have these sayings of like, be careful, if you think you're at the top, it's like sticking your hand in a bucket, and if you pull it out and there's a hole, you'll be missed. So don't get cocky about your job. That was him. And so it would always be work really hard, but never get too big for your britches. And that was a common theme between both him and my mom. My mom was always, let's work hard, play hard. And so that was, work ethic, I think, was the biggest thing.
Your very best friend, your very first best friend, not your best friend, not your current best friend, your first best friend ever. Are you still friends today? And if not, do you know where they are?
To be honest, I would have to say that my first best friend was and is my sister. I was so excited. Super cheeseball. I know.
I love it, actually.
But I was so excited for her. to come along. And then even like, it was just like having a playmate. I would literally, she'd go down for a nap, and I would literally sneak in growing up, and I would say, Lindsay, I'm going to play with all your toys. And freak out and be like, she's got to have a nap. And I was always trying to, and we were 2.5 years apart. We're 2.5 years apart, but we looked a lot alike growing up. And so everyone was like, are you guys twins? Are you guys twins? And so we spent a lot of time together, and she was always my bestie and still now. And so she works in dermatology, and she is in Saskatoon. And we worked years together at the same clinics.
And what does she do?
She's done laser work and physician assisting and MOA. She's done lots of different things in the field.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Were you a popular girl in high school, or were you a sciencey girl in high school? When did the beautician erupt like a volcano? When did you come out of your shell?
I always knew that I wanted to do stuff in beauty. I started out with cutting Lindsay's hair when we were really young. I cut her pigtails off, and she took them to mom a day that mom and dad decided to sleep in, and she showed what I had done.
No.
I would say, and I don't really feel like I kind of was friends with everyone, to be honest. Yeah. So I don't know. I was kind of just friends with everybody. I would talk a lot with everyone. And so I was always super chatty and always interested in makeovers. And so it's kind of always a thing.
You're pretty cool now, though. So,
well, through ugly duckling syndrome. That's what did it.
I don't think so. I can't picture that about you. All right.
My gosh.
I want to know a really embarrassing story about you. And now, before you start, I got to tell you what we've had so that you could try to top it, because you're our pretty much our last guest of season 2. I mean, we have our finale episode, but our last guest in this format. So we've had people that have fallen asleep on their first date. We've had people that have peed themselves, doctors that have peed themselves. We had somebody that tackled a flight attendant by accident when they tripped getting onto a plane. We've had people that have been almost arrested. One was a film extra that was dressed as a night worker that got stopped while being in medical school. We had another one that was caught speeding and got off with a ticket and ran to the cop car to get off it. So you got to come at me with something really good here, because, I mean, you could lose followers if this no pressure.
I'm used to that. I lose followers. Oh my gosh. Okay, so an embarrassing story. Okay, so early on in my beauty career, I had the opportunity to learn the very harsh lesson of confidence without skill. So I had a family friend that would come in and get his hair cut by me, and then he would get his brows waxed by one of the ladies that did aesthetics and waxing, and she was actually a friend of mine. And so was this guy that came in. He's a very good family friend. And he came in for his haircut, and Sarah wasn't in to wax his brows. And so I was like, how hard can this be? Like, honestly, get it done. And he kept saying to me, Lise, you're sure you know what you're doing, right? And I was like, oh yeah, absolutely I do. No sweat.
Oh no.
Oh guys. So he's already apprehensive. He's a guy that is like a guy's guy, business suit, professional. So he lays down, and I get baby powder, and I'm like, I've seen Sarah do this. So I put a little baby powder on and was like, okay, now we take the wax and we make sure she spins it around so there's little strings on it, and then place the wax on. Okay, that looks really good. Now I'm going to grab a waxing strip, and I'm going to put it over, and I'm just going to rub, and I'm going to rub because that's what she does. And so as he's laying there, I'm over him, and he can see my face first, of course. I go, okay, 1, 2, 3, and I give that sucker a rip. About 3 hairs And this other one is totally like, oh my gosh. And he sees my face and he's like, well, I don't like that face. Where's the mirror? And he started to panic. And of course, my voice is starting to like, I'll get you, my pretty. And it was like all sketched out because I was calling him. I'm thinking, what can I do in this moment? I could offer him tattooing. We could tattoo this brow back on.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Without skill.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. I was like, I'm not even charging you for your haircut. And he was like, are you kidding? I will get free haircuts for the next year. And so he left and I saw him sitting in his car because I was like, oh my God, is he going to be okay? And all I saw was him sitting, looking in the rearview mirror going, and I was mortified. I was like, I was mortified. It was terrible. So that was a huge lesson learned. We think that stuff's easy. Contraire, mon frère.
Wow. Wow.
That's good.
So he literally left with one eyebrow.
Just one.
Well, and 3 little hairs.
One and then, oh yeah.
What would you do in that situation, Nathan? Like, I mean, if that happened to you, I don't know what I would do. Like, I wouldn't draw on the other eyebrow. Like, that would be my initial reaction. But then, what do you?
I looked at it as a business opportunity to upsell our microblading.
Of course you did.
That's when I was really like, okay, it's called cross-selling. We can offer you a discount on getting that microbladed back on.
You're screwed though. It's like when I lost my tooth early this year. Like I have fake teeth from sporting accidents, and every now and then when I grind on my teeth, the fake ones fall out. And there's nothing you can do until you get to, like, even when you get to the dentist, they're like, yeah, well, we've got to make you a new one. So it's like
you're kind of screwed. I know. I don't with no eyebrow. You either wear like a ball cap or maybe a bandana real low.
That's not going to work for a business meeting, though, is it?
We didn't talk for a little while.
You're like, oh, but you know, I look at it as it's character building. And you know what? If you're walking into a business meeting, you're going to stand out.
Well, I would look at that and be like, this guy gives 0 Fs. Look at him. He's shaved one brow off. He don't mess with him. He's
I love it how you've branded him. You're like a branding specialist. You've already branded him. Like you're sending him out there. Go do it, mate. Go do it.
Did you ever see him again?
Our families were friends. So it was a while that I didn't see him. And I mean, what do you say when you do see the person again this time? Hey, that brow looks amazing.
Oh, I'm glad it's grown back.
I'm so happy it grew back. Thank you for not hitting me with your car.
Oh
my God.
Tragic.
Wow.
It was a sting.
I almost want to come. I want to come out to Edmonton to get my brows done by you. we should do it live on Skinterviews.
Yeah, if you want to take away, anything from your teeth or anything else bad, you just wax off an eyebrow.
Oh wow!
Well, statistically speaking, I mean that was your one bad eyebrow job.
Yeah, I didn't wax again after that at all, ever. For waxing.
Oh my God. Nathan, take it away here, man.
So, okay, I'm just going to ask a filler question just so I can. So, you're a morning or night person?
Oh, a morning or night person. Morning or night. I'm like in between. I'm a might person. It might be morning or it might be night. What's going on? I like that. So now this is the part of the episode where we do get down and dirty on the details of you and your husband. So you met online. We did. Yes. And
I want to know what happened once you met online. Who made this sort of first, like, let's catch up or whatever?
Well, we talked for probably a month online, and he invited me out to a couple of his shows, a couple of his gigs. So he's a vocal singer. He's a singer as well. And so he had a couple of gigs that he invited me to. And the first time I couldn't because, I don't know, something had come up. The second time I had to color my hair, which was legit because under this, it's white. Like I'm talking Snow White. There was no way that Granny was going to go meet him for his first date. So I had to. He took it as the second time of me like brushing him off and was like, oh, she had to color her hair or she had to wash her hair, not knowing how important that was. And so finally he gave me like a 3 strikes you're out. So I got to go, he invited me to another one of his performances. And so I got to go see him sing for the first time. And it was great.
So did he like serenade you at the front of the room, or?
He did a little bit. He's very jokey. And so I had a like a silver sweater on, and I would walk by and he'd be like, hey, silver sweater, like into the microphone. And so I was like, oh my gosh, but he's funny like that. So and would love to embarrass. And so, yeah, he was cool and had a leather jacket on. And I was like, oh, I'm in trouble. This guy's super cute.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm starting to get into him.
Right?
So what genre of music does he sing?
He's an amazing country singer. So he can do amazing country singing. He like rocks out Footloose, lots of cover stuff. Yeah. Cool. So much fun.
So I don't really need to ask this. It was almost love at first sight for you, wasn't it?
It was for me. I feel like I grew on him. I think I grew on him. But yeah, we met at Starbucks. Was our first meetup, and I was in line and I was paying attention to my phone because we were texting, and all of a sudden I felt like somebody creepily close to me, and I went to look up like, hey, you're in my space here. And it was him. And I looked up and he's got a killer smile, like absolutely killer smile. And so he smiled and he was like, hi. And I was like, oh, I'm done. Yeah, this is it.
So who wears the pants in the relationship out of the two of you?
Oh, well, so when we have the kiddos, because I'm their stepmom, and so when we have the kiddos, Chris definitely wears the pants. He is the head of the fam jam. And then I get to borrow those pants when the kids go to their moms, and I get to make decisions, big ones, like, you know, if it's my night to cook, what I'm going to order from Skip the Dishes. And so he's great at making me feel like he's a great man that way, in like making me feel like I'm wearing the pants, but I'm just borrowing and have like one leg in.
I love it.
Yeah.
So what's one thing that you do that you know annoys the hell out of him?
The one thing, I'm a lot of work. There's like, he probably has those lists, on Santa's scroll of lists. That's him with me. One thing that annoys, okay, for like, if I was on a game show and being asked, I would have to narrow it down to one of the things I know is that when we have date night, if I have my phone, he's not a super fan of me having that on date night, watching a movie, or having it at the table. That would be tied with he's so sweet. He'll make me coffee like almost every morning, and he'll bring it to me while I'm getting ready. And then I'll drink half of it, and then I'll moved on and I'm getting ready doing something else. And he comes in and he'll say, oh, please, may I dust your dishes for you? And he's constantly picking up after me, and he'll let me know how much he loves it, because he'll pick it up and then he'll walk out of the room and he'll say, Reginald, I shan't bust my own dishes. And so he lets me know that he knows that I know, he's looking out for me. So I would say cleaning up after me is probably one of the things.
Okay, I've got one more question before I let you off the hook and pass it on to George. So, in the dating process, who was the one to make the first move?
Oh, Reg and Carl are probably going to watch this, which is my dad and my granddad. So I'm a lady. It was totally me. It was me. I was like, does that sound harlot-ish?
No, that was awesome.
It sounds brilliant. I would expect nothing less of you.
Exactly.
Rare.
Do you work out? Are you a workout person?
Do you work out? You would like to know the tips on how I keep this extremely average body? I will tell you, a diet solely of Captain Crunch. Okay.
I love that you eat Captain Crunch.
Oh my gosh. I do. We have a treadmill, and Chris works out a lot. And so he's got weights and kettlebells, like everything for working out. And he's done, over COVID, he's done like P90X twice. I know, show off. It's terrible. Wow. And so he's so kind though. He tries to invite me to do it with him. Bless his heart. And he's like, babe, you know what would make you feel great? A walk on the treadmill. And then Quincy, our daughter's like, Lacey feels like the treadmill is the dreadmill. She never likes, and so she'll even call me out. So we now call it the dreadmill. So I will walk on the treadmill. I usually set it to like stroll or loiter, so I don't walk a lot.
Do you get in the shower and give him a run for the money with your incredible singing voice?
No, I use shower time to win fake arguments with people. And I'm pretty good at it.
Do you sing at all? Like, are you ever in the car singing, jamming? Like, when do you sing?
No, I drum. I'm a drummer.
You're a drummer.
Loosely, I'm not putting on any shows. You're not coming to see me anywhere. But we have a drum kit, and I grew up with a dad that was a drummer, and my cousin's a drummer. And it's funny, I just did a post about this, a shout out for drummers, because there's just not enough shout out for drummers. So I can lay down a couple of beats on a drum kit, but a singer I am not.
Okay, well then I want you to run me through a mock argument that you're having with someone in your shower.
Spicy.
I hope so.
I think I don't even know if it would be an argument, but a scenario on probably purchasing on volume. Get a better discount for better bottom line profits. I run it through my mind, and sometimes as a salesperson, you get looked at as, oh, they just want me to buy, whatever they're peddling. And for me, being on outside sales is new for me. I have spent many years in clinics, and running clinics and answering to docs and derms. And so my mindset is, how do you get the best deal? How do you get more bottom line profits for your business? And so sometimes I'll get a message, like a text or an email, and I'll jump in the shower and think like, how are we not seeing this? Like, you're going to buy 10 of these and you're going to pay this, but if you buy 50, the price goes down. And if I look back, you've bought 10 of these every 2 weeks. I'm not a mathlete, but I will tell you something.
I'm not a mathlete.
Like,
I'm going to call you when I have business problems, and I want you to go take a shower and leave me on speakerphone. And I'm just going to type whatever you say during your conditioning. Okay, if I were making a movie about your life, who's the actress that's going to play Leisa Krauss?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I would say it would be a cross, probably between like a Melissa McCarthy and a Megan Fox, together to be like a dark-haired Christina Applegate.
I love it.
That's the best answer we've had.
And I know that you're inclined to pick your husband, or he's your husband, right?
Fiance.
Okay. I know you're inclined to pick your fiance because we want to give him the acting credit. But if you had
Keanu Reeves. Oh, was that too exciting? Okay, stop.
Oh,
Keanu Reeves, if he wasn't busy.
Okay, and if you got, we'll save that for later. Tell me an absolute amazing TV series you've watched during COVID that everybody has to watch.
Oh, Schitt's Creek.
oh,
Look at that, 2021. Everyone's Schitt's Creek so far.
yeah.
Our last guest said
Moira
2022.
Road.
Amazing, amazing.
Hands down.
Cool.
Should we
So
go business?
We should go business.
We should,
We've got to talk, we've got to talk some business. Like you're bringing a book out on business soon.
Trash and then some business. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. We got them hooked now.
Yeah, we got them hooked. They love you. The viewers love you. Well, they loved you anyway. You've got so many followers. They all love you. They're all watching. Why is the industry so great, Leisa?
Oh my gosh, so many wonderful things about our industry. The thing that I love most and what I was drawn to with our industry, to be honest, is the way that the things that we offer directly relate to self-esteem, and having that personally be affected by that. Again, like growing up with, I think a few of us out there have, grown up with some ugly duckling syndrome and things that we don't like about ourselves that hinder how we portray ourselves to the world. And so if you're hiding your side profile because you don't like your nose, or like there's skilled individuals out there that can help you with that to feel more confident. Or, we're so blessed in this industry that you can do a total transformation and fix the things that bother you so you can get over those things and just be more confident, live out loud, So I love it. The opportunities that we have to help people.
Awesome. And being such a branding superstar, can you tell the viewers like how much work goes into what you do on a daily basis to, one, build your brand? Because we've spoken off camera and you've built your brand for a long time, right? Like your following just didn't happen overnight.
You bet.
And how much thought and planning goes into what you do on a daily basis?
It's a ton of work. And it's, I wasn't always good at it. If you like scroll down lower and lower, it just gets worse and worse. And so it's a process. I started and thought, if I don't get on this train, it's going to leave without me. And so I really feel, and even in chatting with different accounts and different, collaborating with different people in the industry, it's definitely something that you need to get on board with. And if you're not good at it, find somebody who is good at it, because it will really help out with your business. We are at the point where more people will look at your online social media presence and go to Instagram to check you out before they'll ever go to your website. And sometimes they don't even go to your website. And so they get to know you, they get to have a feel for your culture, all the things that are really important on what a patient chooses when they're going through. There's so many places people could go to have these treatments done. And it's a great way, it's a lot of work, but a great way to get people to really see your personality and your what you bring to the table. They feel like they already know you before they come in, and that's where patient relationship starts. It's now starting not when they walk through your door. It's now starting with your online presence. And it's a lot of work, but the payoff is there.
Awesome. I love that answer. And I'm going to ask you one more question before I pass it on to George.
Please.
Collaboration in our industry, how important do you think it's going to be, like coming out of this pandemic?
I think it's huge. I'm a fan of community over competition. I think that, healthy competition, obviously there's a damn near a med spa on every street corner at this point. And so there has to be differentiation that you create. But I think the camaraderie of coming together with what we can offer people coming through this last year, like 2020, is we need to band together, and we need to have that camaraderie so that, nothing looks worse than a cattiness between clinics or things like that. I think that I love that there's more of a movement towards mutual respect and camaraderie and doing what's best for the patient. There's lots of patients to go around. And so, getting together, you know, if somebody has a complication, being able to phone the next closest person, say if it's with filler, you know, here's what I'm doing. This is what the patient's presenting with. How can you help? I'm in need of some assistance. There's, you know, we have to think of these things as, you know, maybe emergent situations. You've got to have those people that you can go to in the industry.
I love that answer.
How long have you been with Galderma?
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to give you some opportunity to shamelessly plug. So
thank you.
Go ahead. Out of your entire lineup of fillers, which one would you say is your favorite?
Ooh, it would be between Lift and Kiss.
I'm a Lift fan. I absolutely. I mean, and I'll always, Galderma's going to hate me for saying this, but I don't work for them. So I will always call it Per Lane for the rest of my life. But it's
those of us who have been around forever.
Now I'm dating myself, right?
Likewise.
I think it's such an amazing, amazing product. Actually, and you know what? I got to say, like, as somebody that is from the outside looking in, I'm outstanded by how Galderma is continuously performing, and the team they have hired, and how they're working with their clients, because we work with a lot of separate clinics now that we're outside of that specific being a rep job. But even I remember being in, I just love the way that the entire company operates, and it's something to be very proud of to work there. And I mean that wholeheartedly, and not to knock anyone else down.
Sure.
They're doing really great stuff. They're really connected to their clients, and the people up above who I've had the opportunity to meet are doing some really great things.
It is such an amazing company to be a part of, and especially coming from inside clinic and having the opportunity to use many different products, even on myself, and see products being used on other people for safety and longevity. And it's a product that I thought, if I was ever going to be a sales rep, you need to be able to stand behind what you do. And there's a lot of good products out there, and there's a lot of great companies out there. But I would want to be with a company that was my first choice for getting treatments done, you know, and who I would recommend. So say my mom or sister or somebody close to me, you know, okay, I'm interested in getting into this. I'm a little nervous. I've read about complications, which can happen with any line, but for safety, for longevity, those reasons. And Galderma as a company, they are an incredible organization, and people to work with are my counterparts. My boss, one of the best bosses I have ever had. A little shout out for RW. Amazing. She's seriously like outstanding. She could teach a course on how to be a boss.
I love that.
So that's going to lead me to another question, dude, because I'm sure a lot of people will want to know this. And this isn't, this one is not to plug Galderma. It's a general science question. How much weighs in on the product versus the technique of injecting?
That's a great, I look at it for myself. When I was getting injections, seeing injections, I truly believe that it's the two working synergistically together. You've got to have, like, if you have the greatest product in the world and you give it to a noob that, you know, puts confidence before skill and waxes someone's eyebrow off, and you take that and you put it in somebody's hands that doesn't know how to use it, you know, it's not good. And if you, on the other end, if you could give, you know, a craptastic product to somebody who is super skilled, and they're not going to like it, and the result's not going to be good either. So it is marrying the two together of an incredible product and incredible skill. And the thing that I love, just slightly to go back with Galderma, is their training platforms and how much education. So they know as a company, which I find this incredible and important, they know that they've got amazing products. But they also realize that they need to put on things like the gain trainings and things like that, so that people are highly educated and that these products can perform like they should. And so is that a long-winded?
No, it's a good answer. It's a good answer.
Yeah.
Since you are in the injectable side, and I think that we've had a few people answer that pro injectables for this next question, I want to know, what is, in your opinion, it doesn't have to be injectable based, but what is, in your opinion, going to be the next big innovation to come into our industry that's really going to make a bang? Is it injectables? Is it lasers? Is it a specific treatment? Is it a protocol? Is it an injection technique or a laser technique? What do you think?
I think there's so many, our industry, this is another thing, the original question of what you love about the industry. It's constantly changing. There's constantly exciting new innovation happening that is constant. So if you like it, I think it's going to be a little bit of everything, to be honest. I think there's going to be new indications, maybe body work. I think there's going to be new techniques learned for injectables. I think that they're constantly working on new technology for lasers. That's the beauty of the business, is there is constantly something brand new, exciting, and innovative that we can all like, what's the next greatest thing? There's no slow moving turtles in this industry for sure. And that's what's exciting.
Love that. All right, young lady, you are writing a book. And as someone who's going to be putting out a book, I want to assume that you like to read books. And I will assume that you've read a good book regarding our industry. Nothing as good as what you're about to release, for sure. But I want to know, what is a good book that you would recommend for people from our industry to read about?
I've read a couple good ones lately. One book that isn't directly related to our industry, but would be Invisible Influence. Have you heard of that one?
No, I'm writing it down now.
I think the power of how I felt it tied in with the industry is there's so much invisible influence in our industry that, you know, even for an example of when I went in to get my nails done, you know, you would see gals wearing lab coats and looking really professional and things like that. You also, that can be something that's good, and that can be something that's sometimes not very good. What we think of, general public thinks, if you have a lab coat on, that means there's an invisible influence of that person is educated and they should know how to do this. And so that's what intrigued me about the book, was learning a little bit more about invisible influence and how I can translate that, and how it translates into what I do every day and what clinics do every day on how you're presenting yourself. So that's
you owe us an article on that as well.
Amen.
Because we're gonna, for the viewers out there listening to this, Lisa's gonna write us an article for a new project we're working on called Business Insider. And it's going to be a little bit along the lines of that. And then we're going to do a podcast follow-up with her later in the year.
Does Lisa know this?
Yes. She does.
I've been working on a few little things. It's my jam. I get pretty passionate about it. I get a little, you know, a curse word might fly out every once in a while around it. I love it. And yeah, it's that looking the part in the industry.
I like that.
It's an exciting one.
Nathan, should we go to our next section here? Because
we should.
I think she's going to be a power horse in this section too. So she's our little badass, this one.
She is. It's just it's flown along so nicely. I feel like I haven't had to do anything in this interview, really, to be honest. She's dominated the whole thing. So we always ask this section, and Skinterviews was born at the beginning of the pandemic. And George and I, in putting Skinterviews together, we were really concerned about the industry, highlighting people in the industry, but we're also concerned about physicians, patients, colleagues. We were concerned about our competitors. We were concerned about all industry people and their mental health going into this pandemic and what it was going to do. So my first question to you is, firstly, has anxiety or mental health impacted your life in any way?
Absolutely. Yeah. I would definitely say that anxiety for myself and other people that I've worked with, I think it's a thing. It's not only a thing in the industry, but it's a thing everywhere. And especially with what we've gone through, the importance of talking about it and having awareness around people that you would think, oh my gosh, I look at that person and think there's never in a million years that that person would suffer from anxiety. And it's so not, the persona that we put on is not always what, can kind of be going on the inside.
Cool. And what do you think we need to do as leaders in the industry or people in the industry to support people with mental health?
I think that really, in looking back at some of, do you remember the Extreme Makeover, but not the home edition, the person edition, when they would do?
Yep.
Yeah. I loved that. And I think, they had, in looking at their show, they had so many people that were coaching and whatnot in the background that went along with the wellness and the transformational changes and different things. I think that having that community closer to the aesthetic community and bridging those things together and being able to, because they do sometimes go hand in hand, where, if you are, I know for myself, even looking at when times I've been more anxious or a little bit more depressed or just not feeling great, the first thing you kind of think of is, okay, I need to be around people who make me feel good, and I need to do something for myself that makes me feel good. And years of doing treatments, years of doing hair even, people would say to me, and the feedback that I would get is, oh my gosh, I should have come in and done this sooner. Or, you'd see how they would leave when they were suffering from anxieties and depressions. One of my first patients that I treated was a lady that suffered from polycystic ovarian syndrome and would come in, and we were treating her full face. She'd wake up before her husband and she'd shave her full face and put lots of thick foundation on so that you couldn't see that shadow coming through. And I remember treating her, and she had long hair. She was beautiful, long hair, very shy, withdrawn. And the transformation right before my eyes of what, talking to her about different things during her treatments, doing the laser hair removal treatments, we actually got to be very good friends. She came in on a regular basis. I will never forget the day that she came in, the last day I saw her, she came in for her last treatment with us, and she brought her husband. And it's actually a little bit emotional. She brought him in because he got a transfer and they were going to be moving, and he wanted to come in so that he could let me know how much gratitude he had for what we did for his wife, because he said, you've given me my wife back. I wasn't able to touch her face when I gave her a kiss. I wasn't able to do these things. She suffered from anxiety. She suffered from depression. And this woman was almost unrecognizable to the woman that first came in that I had started. Wow. And so it was so powerful. And I mean, he cried, she cried, I cried. We all had a moment of like, this is how powerful these things are, and how important it is to feel good about yourself, and how much that helps with mental health. So that's just one story that I can share that was pivotal in my career, to know how much we can help with mental health just by awareness.
So Leisa, in a parallel universe, when you get on Skinterviews again and we ask you, why is our industry so great?
Yeah.
That's what I want you to answer.
I love it. It does.
But a lot of people think it's and we've been talking about this a lot in season 2, that it's all about vanity and these things, and it's so much more. So much more. And people really need to appreciate all the good things that come out of our industry and what we give to a lot of people as far as confidence. And like that husband said, we gave him his wife back, but we gave her life back, which is so much more important. So
incredible. It really is. It's goosebump worthy.
Lots of very moving.
It was. I've almost got a tear myself.
I know, you're like, how's she going to dig us out of this hole?
We're about to shift it now with a quick fire question. Sorry.
I love it.
My dog down here, Margie, my dog's had a little bit of surgery, and I'm trying to make sure she's not licking her stitches.
Yeah, very important.
But it's now time for quick fire questions. Are you ready?
I hope so.
Okay, here are the rules. You got
Okay.
to answer as fast as possible the first thing that pops into your mind, and you are allowed only one pass.
Okay.
Fair?
Fair.
All right. What's your favorite thing in your closet right now?
I feel like this clearly. I feel like I'm wearing it in the picture and now.
Okay,
Love it.
there you go. Your fast food guilty food pleasure.
McDonald's.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
Sour candies or ice cream?
Sour candies.
Sour candies or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
If you could be from any other decade or era, which would it be?
Ooh, 70s.
Your house is on fire. Your husband and the kids are safe. What two things do you run back in to get?
My magnetic lashes and my hairbrush.
I love it. I love it.
I love that I keep calling him your husband. So, when is the wedding?
Well, funny enough, we were looking at maybe a summer wedding, and that of course didn't happen. And so we're kind of letting, because his family is all from the US, so travel would be involved. We're just kind of waiting for it to be safe. And so in the works, in the plannings.
Fair enough. iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Any tattoos?
4.
Can we see them?
Not today.
Love it.
If you had a superpower, what would it be?
Oh, invisible.
Do you prefer texting or talking?
Texting.
Your favorite Disney movie?
Ooh. Cinderella.
Your favorite Disney movie song?
Oh my gosh. Lion King.
Do you prefer... Actually, we'll go to the next one. Who's your ultimate best friend? Beyonce or Rihanna?
Beyonce.
White or whole wheat?
Whole wheat.
French fries or potato chips?
French fries.
French fries or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
Yoga or Pilates?
Neither.
Weights or cardio?
Cardio.
Cardio or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
Intimacy or milk chocolate?
Intimacy.
Oh.
Yeah. Her husband.
I feel like he could be around.
If he's around, tell him to take his shirt off and just walk by. Your dream vacation spot?
I want to go to Hawaii.
Okay. And you're going to the dermatology event of the year. Which designer is dressing you?
Ooh. Maybe Prada.
And you get to have dinner with God and are granted one question. What would you ask?
Oh, man.
One
question?
One.
How do they get the caramel in the caramel?
That is a mic drop. Well played.
I want to know.
Well played.
Wow. Okay. You
Ask me
are
again about my workout routine.
Last of the quick fire questions. You're going to the dermatology event of the year. Prada is dressing you. You know how you get the caramel in the caramel bar, but you can only take one date. Nathan or me?
I'm taking Nathan.
Yes! Yes! I'm coming back, baby.
He's gonna be there. He's not missing that event, so I know my George is gonna be there. But I'll have his arm. George will be at the front speaking.
Yes! Oh, Lisa, I was getting destroyed at the start of this season, but I think I'm starting to pull back. I may have taken the lead right at the end. I might have taken the lead.
Okay, first of all, it's been 3 episodes that people chose you. Don't. Second of all, let me just go back to being shocked here.
Shock face ever.
Yes.
I can tell I'm shocked because I got Botox.
Oh! That's a lot.
It is Dysport, but still.
That's a low blow.
Wow.
It's
Wow.
okay to still be in Hollywood and not able to join us. So I was figuring I had a good offer there.
Wow. You know, Leisa, so Dr. Belesne, I expected it. I got her name wrong. Tim, I expected it. You know, I saw it coming because, you know, Nathan's got the accent and he's cuter. You threw me a fur curveball there.
You should have used my book as a coaster and then possibly toilet paper.
I do want to remind you that you had one pass. You could have used it.
You know what? You know what? She did.
Like, this was not the way I wanted the season to end. Like,
she didn't want. Hey, leave her alone.
I'm super excited to see you on the 25th of Never Again. Goodbye.
Can we cut the whole episode out? Like, I don't think it worked out the right way. I feel like we're gonna lose our sponsorship. I feel like it's not happening.
This isn't happening.
This isn't my year.
I love you. You know that.
I know, but you want to go with him.
Hey,
I feel like Chris is gonna ask to go with you, so I felt I was gonna take the polite, you know.
Is Chris your hot husband?
Chris, yes.
Okay, then I'll go with him.
He's gonna seriously message you and be like, "Hey."
I'll be like, "Yo, Chris, I'm coming, honey. Be careful what you message because hey, let me tell you, I might be married, but wow, wow, I can do the duet." 2 hearts, 2 hearts. Okay, Leisa Krauss, you were absolutely wonderful right up until the end, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
You are a wonderful way to welcome 2021. Both our 2021 guests were so amazing. Like, this is such a great way to end the season. I mean, everything except the picking Nathan part. I'm not going to get over this probably till at least.
I'm sending you bouquets and chocolates and that jet.
I'm sending you a burning bag of dog poop on April 13th for your birthday.
I don't have to guess who it's from, George.
I think this is going to affect my professional relationship with my business partner. Like, I don't like him anymore. I started this episode in love with him. Now I'm just in love with your husband. And like, I'm a married man. Like, this isn't right. All jokes aside, it's been so awesome having you on here. I have been waiting for this episode for so long to come to fruition. And I can't wait till we can finally live in a world where 2 planes can meet and we can do this in person.
Yeah.
It would be wonderful. You guys are the best. I love what you're doing in the industry. This is so fun. It's so unique. And you guys are just like class act. It's so great to see something so innovative and unique. And you guys are killing it. So thank you from the bottom of my heart of being so great for this industry because it's my love and my passion. And thank you so much for thinking of me and having me on. And this has been so delightful.
We have 2 more questions. You're not done yet.
Yeah.
I'm saying my thing.
You didn't kick me out, George? I thought this was my, like, the cane comes and pulls me.
No.
Just so you know, I do all the editing, so we don't know what's going to come out of your mouth.
Best ever.
Oh, thank you so much, Leisa, for bringing George down to earth. Because I've said it in the last couple of episodes, we almost need a second sponsor to get a big enough screen for his head.
That's the kind of face you're going to get for the rest of this season, Nathan. I don't even think I'm going to show my face after all this Nathan picking stuff.
He's like, good day. I said good day. Yeah.
Come back, George. We love you.
We miss that gorgeous face.
Hey, you know what, George? Leisa may have picked me, but if I would have, we both would have picked you together.
It's true.
Yeah.
So cute, but I'm busy that night. I'm going out with her husband.
He just wanted us to ask, so he had to turn us down. I love it.
Exactly.
I love it.
So, Leisa, we have to take it back to the skin because we're called Skinterviews. So I would love to know what your current skincare routine is.
Amazing. I love Illumier. So Illumier would be my go-to. And then I I cherry pick and throw in a little bit of Zeo Skin Health. So I use both. I find that they work synergistically together for me, and I love them. They're my faves.
Awesome. So for those viewers out there, if you want any tips from Leisa, you've got her Instagram handle down there at the Leisa Krauss, or you also have the Bitchin' Beautician as well. Check out her website. All the details for your book on the website.
Yes, they're coming. So we haven't done a release date yet or anything. So stay tuned for that little snack.
And do we have a title for the book yet?
We do, but I can't release it yet.
Okay, that's cool. Well, as soon as you release it, let us know, because we'll put some stuff on our social and website and stuff like that as well. And honestly, for all you viewers out there, it's going to be a must read. So I'm guessing people will be able to get it off Amazon or whatever. Awesome, that's awesome. Thank you so much. Honestly, I feel like we interviewed a legend of our industry tonight, because you really are. It's so great to have someone like you on the show. We love what you're doing. We have a massive crush on you, and just keep doing what you're doing, because it's amazing.
You guys are the best. You sure make a girl feel good. Thank you so much. I'm flattered.
Cool.
Hang tight. We're just going to go to a message from our sponsors. I'm going to say goodnight to our viewers, and I'm going to meet you backstage. Don't go anywhere so we can say a proper goodnight, and I can really bitch you out for picking him.
I'm ready. I deserve it. Mwah.
So it took me a second to figure out what's been happening here, but in our company, the Revenue Doctors, Nathan takes the lead role in most of the communication with our guests. And so I'm now convinced that what he's been doing is he's been telling them, look, one of the last questions is, George will ask you, Nathan or me, make sure you say Nathan, because I need to win some blood back. So his little pity party has obviously been working, right? Right. But you know what? What do we do, ladies and gentlemen, when someone knocks us down? We come back twice as hard, and we go harder, and we strive to do better. And that is what I want you guys to think of 2021 as. 2020 knocked a lot of us down. It really took the carpet right out from under our feet. I was going to swear there, and I shouldn't, because 2021, we're going to try to be a little more classy. But 2021 should really be about you winning. I want you to win in all aspects of your life, in your relationships, in your professional relationships, in your personal relationships, with your friends, with your loved ones, your lovers, your family. Make sure you are winning. And then when you're winning, don't just stand there and gloat. Take every one of those people that you love with you. There's no fun being at the top and being alone. I was getting picked every single episode, and it was great, but I was the only one getting picked. And now that Nathan's getting picked and I'm back at the bottom, you know, I'm like, Nathan, take me with you. Can you hear me, Nathan? Where are you at? It's been an awesome episode. It's been an awesome season. I wanted to shout out to Full Script again for sponsoring season 2. But the biggest thank you doesn't just go to our amazing guests. It really goes to all of you that have spent the time watching our episodes, listening to our podcasts on Apple, Stitcher, and Spotify, and for all the amazing messages and support that you've given us on this new professional journey of ours, and especially supporting us in trying to find ways to collaborate with others in our industry and really rise up by lifting all of us up. Thank you. I can't wait for our season finale episode. Again, find us on Facebook at Skinterviews by Nathan and George. Same thing on LinkedIn. And you can always get on Instagram at skin.terviews, and you will get details for our finale episode of season 2. For the last time in this format, Happy New Year. Take care of your skin, or I will find out, and I will kick your butt. Have a good night.